All right, how's it going? This is going to be a nice quick video. I've had a request for a tour of my library. I'm Dave Darling. I'm an author and an avid reader. And let's make this quick. Let's have a quick tour of my library. I started collecting when I was 14, which, 1984, and I've never gotten rid of a book since. I have thousands. With the advent of ebooks, I have a Kobo, and I did use that quite extensively. I have about 500 books on the Kobo. I used to use money as bookmarks when I was a kid, and every now and then when I go through an old book, I'd find some old money, so that's kind of cool. I have a vast collection of everything from Tom Clancy to David Eddings, Steve Barry to Kyle Mills. And I kind of started running out of room there on the bookshelves. These are some advanced copies from authors. Everything from Jack Carr, David Gemmell, outstanding author. I'm really sorry to hear he's gone. Lee Child. Simon Gervais. If you haven't seen, or correction, if you haven't read any of his novels, oh, you're missing out. Ben Coase. Now, I started off reading fantasy, science fiction fantasy, and this was the novel, The Complete Enchanter, by DeCamp and Pratt. I don't know how I got this book. It was just left in my mother's house. It was around when I was growing up, and I'm talking, I must have been 6 or 7. So this was 1976 or 1977, and it was just left there. And I couldn't read it properly at the time. It's a full book, a chapter book, but it's not for kids. And I held on to it because I really enjoyed the picture of the hippogriff on the front. I drew that like 10,000 times as growing up. But that was one of the first science fiction fantasy novels I read. And the adventures of Harold Shea and traveling along with the mythics of Odin and all that Rangorik. And boy, that kind of kicked me off. I can't tell you how many novels I have that mean something to me. But if you are ever interested, Dave Duncan, I ran into him one day in Toronto, and he signed it for me. I just happened to have his book in my pocket. One of the largest coincidences ever. And he was at a Bag of Books on Queen Street in Toronto, and he signed it. Talked to him for a bit. I'm sorry to hear about his passing as well. I can't really go into all the different books. I literally would be here for a day going through them all. But hopefully you'll be seeing some titles you recognize. And if there's any novels you'd like me to go over and give you my opinion on, please let me know. Pawn of Prophecy, Queen of Sorcery, Magician's Gambit, all the original paperbacks from David Eddings. If you're a fan of David Eddings, don't start reading into his history about what happened to him and his wife long before he became an author. It's not pleasant, but I'm glad the situation turned out good for the victims. I'm just going to leave it at that. And more books. I got 5 bookshelves here. I could easily get another 3 more in here. Eye of the World series by Robert Jordan. Of course, every collection has to have that. Tad Williams. That large book isn't really a book, it's just hollowed out. But I got it for free, so it's kind of cool. And yet another shelf. Yep, I have the Harry Potter collection. Read it a couple times. Not bad. I'm not here to talk about J.K. Rowling's views, but I'll talk about her books. Brandon Sanderson. I'm trying to get into him. It's not easy. He seems more concerned about world building and word count. But I'm working on it. There's a book I'm rereading, Twister. There's some relays there. And here's one of my best shelves that I'm proud of. My novels. Course of Action, Serve in the Shadows. I got The Tipping Point, book 1 in my Noah Hunter series. Grave Choices is book 2. And Course of Action, book 3 in the Noah Hunter series. Oh, wait, what's Edge of Time? Well, that's not coming out till the end of April. And I can't show you the cover on that one yet. It's a secret. Well, there you go. I hope you enjoyed the tour. And when I'm talking about books and giving you my opinions, I think they're based upon all my readings. And I'm not just reading like a couple books a year. I'm talking thousands of books over decades, many decades. And I'm not a younger booktuber. However, I'm a little older. As you can tell by my collection, these are all originals. And my opinions are different than that of a 20-year-old. Doesn't mean they're not invalid, other people's opinions. That's what they are, their opinions. However, I'm more into the older generation, how I feel about the books. And hopefully you'll enjoy them as well. So, if you have any questions about any of this, or you'd like to see a bit more in depth of a novel, let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Anyway, have a good St. Patrick's Day. Remember, drink some water.